Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
Hello, everybody. Special day, evening. We've got our guest here, Dan Brown. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me back.
Post-Thanksgiving.
That's right.
And Felicia, we have you as well.
Yes, which was not easy for me to crawl out of my bed to come here, but I did.
Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
We did.
We did.
It was like chill, like
fine.
uneventful, I would say.
Uneventful,
right?
which is always a good. No
Yeah.
arguments, nothing crazy.
Yeah, it was
A lot
chill.
of football watching.
Good.
Which you can't stand.
Yeah.
Wait, Felicia goes like this. Is this the only thing on? Like the Puppy Bowl was over, like the parade
Parade's
was
over.
done. This is. I said, Mom, this is what people do. Like
Apparently.
you watch football,
Right.
And then we went to like her neighbor down the hall, and she was like, "Oh my God, they're watching football too." I'm like, because that's what everyone does.
It's monoculture for
Apparently.
a day. Yeah. Yeah.
I just want to say, our editor, producer, podcast
Husband,
everything,
son-in-law.
just got the stomach bug from me. Me and Dan Brown, who was not living with us this week.
Also got a stomach bug.
Also
yeah.
got the stomach bug this week, along with maybe many of my listeners. I don't know. Lennon had it. I had it. Felicia, you're the only one that hasn't had it.
Don't give me...
But we literally hit record and Casey ran upstairs and Lennon came running downstairs
Gave us a blow-by-blow.
and was like, "Stop recording. Your editor is puking." The show must go on, folks.
Go on.
Casey said, just go. And I was like, all right, we're going.
Yeah.
So, all right. News of the week. Did you hear about the Vanderpump Rules?
No, I did not, unless I did, and I don't know what you're talking about. So let's hear
Dan,
it.
you don't know anything about the...
I know enough. I know I don't watch the show, but it's been canceled.
It's been canceled.
Oh.
But
I don't like them saying canceled then. It's a new cast. They're getting rid of everybody. It's a rebooting
and it's
Vanderpump.
never the same.
But it's still Lisa. Lisa Vanderpump is going
But
to...
she's not in Vanderpump Rules all the time.
She's at least in every episode.
I
She
agree
makes an
with you.
appearance.
Why do you call it a cancellation if you're keeping a main cast member?
Yeah, you're
and
keeping the title. It's still the Vanderpump Rules.
Right.
They're like, it's been canceled, but new cast. And then all of the people on the show have now been coming in and talking on their podcast and making big statements. And none of them are shocked to all the things, but they're sad. And
When they did this to RHONY, did they say Real Housewives of New York is canceled and then they recast it? Or they just
No.
say they just recasted it?
just recast. And not only that, like when you look on Peacock,
Yeah.
you're still at like season 16.
Right.
It's not right. They should just make a new show. It should just be done. Don't you think?
I don't know.
They just shouldn't use the word canceled. You know that
Yeah.
they never used canceled for RHONY. Great example.
Right.
But this is where we're at, and 3 of them now got roles on the Valley. Like Lala's going to be on the Valley. Sheena's going to drop by the Valley. Like they're all going to be fine.
Well, I think that's what allows them to do this is like the people you want to see, they can just funnel over into this other show.
Right. And Ariana Madix was performing at the parade. She's doing fine.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Mom?
I watched a little bit of the parade.
You didn't see her?
Maybe I did and didn't realize it was her.
Was she dancing with the stars down the parade route?
She wasn't dancing with the stars. She was singing her own little number. She was covering some song.
So next show for her will be a Broadway show.
She did a Broadway show. Mom.
Chicago?
Yeah, she was all over Chicago with like
Was she-
selling out tickets. She came
Really?
back. It did so.
Wow.
Chicago did the best it's ever done because of her.
Wow.
Yeah. You didn't know that? That was like really big news when she was in it.
Okay.
Really big news.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
This is a vehicle. That Vanderpump
Yeah.
Rules was a vehicle.
It
to
really
get her
was.
started
Yeah.
in the way she wanted to.
It really was.
All right.
Did you see Wolves?
I did see Wolves.
You saw Wolves too on Apple TV. Remember Wolves with George Clooney? Mom,
Yes,
my God.
yes.
Felicia, I'm not surprised you forgot about it. It was the most boring George Clooney Brad Pitt movie I've ever seen in my life.
They must have been thrown
Wait.
so much money.
So is that why Wolves 2 is dead?
No.
Despite it originally, it says Wolves 2 is dead at Apple, despite the original becoming Apple TV's biggest hit.
Really? That's because everyone wanted to see George Clooney
Felicia,
and then when they
you know what
started
you say.
watching it.
They could say anything about what's
Right,
the biggest hit on streaming.
Yes. I say that all the time. All you
I
have to
know.
do is pay enough PR people and they will praise you.
I
and
think it's funny that they
rave.
were going to do Wolves 2, but I guess if it did well, then they thought, let's do another one.
Yeah.
If that's true, I say, what do we say? Don't.
But apparently there was another thing where they were arguing how it was supposed to be released theatrically, and it
That's
wasn't.
what happened. The writer-director, I believe, was very upset
Yep.
with Apple about how they handled the,
Well, that's
the
a whole other
distribution.
side.
Yeah.
That's a side thing that has nothing to do with picking up the show.
But yeah, no,
For a
that's why
second
he does
season.
that. It's,
No, but it's
Mom, it's not a
because-
season; it's a movie.
But the writer-director is now pulled out.
Right,
and
right,
said,
right.
So
'cause
that's
they
why
were-
it's
You
dead.
mishandled the first
They
one,
were
so I'm
pissed.
not going to do the second
Unless
one.
you throw enough money at me.
I don't know.
Come on.
This guy's got a lot going on already.
Yeah, he says, I no longer
oh.
trusted them as a creative partner, Watts
Okay.
said.
All right.
Yeah, John Watts. He did the Spider-Man movies.
Does that mean they have some integrity?
Yeah, that means they have.
John Watts?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I'm just okay. I don't think anybody has integrity anymore. I think it's all about money.
No, I
I
mean,
think there's still a
bit.
a handful.
Yeah,
There's
a
a few.
handful.
yeah, didn't like
Okay.
Tim
Good
Burton
folks.
fought for Beetlejuice to not be streaming and to go into the theater. He said, I'm not doing it if it doesn't go theater.
Here's my theory. If you have enough money in your
Yeah.
bank account,
Or your resume is
or
big
your
enough.
resume is
Yeah.
big, then maybe you don't have to. You can have some integrity.
Yeah.
But if you have a family and bills and blah blah blah, you have no integrity because you need money
Yeah.
to live.
But at this point, when you're getting this high, if you're doing a
You're
movie with
right.
Brad and George, you obviously have a CV that's big enough that you could make those decisions. Mom,
So you don't think George and Brad thought that this show was a piece of shit?
it's a movie. I don't like
movie.
I don't know what
sorry.
they
I don't-
thought.
Right.
I didn't call them up,
You
but
don't call them. Oh, I wish you would have.
Also with Apple TV, which I'm really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
They renewed season 2 before the show's even come out. Do you know what I'm about to say?
Oh, it's the
The John Hamm
Hamm.
drama, Your Friends and Neighbors, has
Yeah.
been picked up for season 2 and hasn't even been out yet.
Right. It comes out in a couple months.
Yeah.
And they picked it up already.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's it about. I mean, Friends and Neighbors, obviously.
I think
We
he
don't
makes
know.
a lot of money. Something about money.
I think so. I don't remember
that
this.
was
And I
about
think he's
money.
scamming. Like
There you go.
He's scamming people in this town or something.
Ah.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Is it a
Series.
Okay.
Series.
And that's what you should use because when you say show,
She
you
gets
think
confused.
stage. You think stage show.
Right.
So if
Yes.
you say series, you'll know it's television.
right? Thank
Right.
you.
But you called Wolf's series. Wolf's is not a series. Wolf's was a movie.
Which parent? Yeah, got it.
Did
Got
you
it.
watch? I know you liked watching the trailer the day of the Jackal.
Jackal?
Did you watch that?
No, it's on. No.
It's on Peacock. That got renewed.
I don't automatically.
We
go to
watched the
Peacock.
trailer like thousands of
and
times.
and I told you, the original had, if I'm not mistaken, Richard Gere. We have no more fact checker, right? But I'm not sure if that's correct. The original,
Okay.
This one was with Eddie Redmayne,
yes,
Yes.
the new guy.
which
Yeah.
is which is a kind of a departure because he normally doesn't do that type of.
I don't
movie.
picture him as an action adventure.
Right. He's just
Right.
did cabaret.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
He's
yeah.
song, dance,
Yeah.
a little more serious,
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't
All
see
right.
it either.
Now it's time for Uncircumcised Gems, what we watched. Felicia, I just cut her off. She asked Dan if he watched Blitz.
Right? Did you watch Blitz?
I've not seen it yet. Did you see it?
I did.
You watched it,
And?
so
I did like it.
Okay.
do you recommend it?
Yes, it's quick. I don't remember. I don't remember it was a movie or
It was a movie. Oh, no. Oh, Mom. It's a movie.
Okay, it was a movie. It was quick. It was enjoyable.
Okay.
But I like anything.
Cerise Ronan, is that her
Saoirse.
name? Saoirse.
Yeah, she was.
She was
I
great.
she was. I like anything apparently World War II related.
Yeah,
Okay.
so do I.
Sure.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
And
good.
Yes.
So
it
what's
was-
the plot?
Well,
she has a kid.
She was with a black man, which was very unheard of in those
Right.
days. And she has a child, and the black man disappears. She doesn't know what happened to him. He was like, whatever. During World War II, Germany was blitzing, bombing
Yeah.
London
Okay.
for I don't know what the time period was.
Extended time, yeah.
Yeah, and London was really destroyed, but they tried to get the children out, meaning maybe into the countryside, just to get them safe. And her son she gets her son out, meaning to a countryside place, through an organization, the proper way. But he is pissed that the mother let him go, and he kind of runs off the train and tries to make his way back to her. It's about his adventures, not really adventures, but
Yeah.
seeing what it's like on your own, getting away.
I
It's
just wanna
very
watch it.
interesting.
Interesting.
It was good.
Okay.
I'm
It was
proud of
good.
you.
And kid was really good.
Oh, good to know.
How,
good.
how old is the
I
approximately?
was like 12,
Okay.
13
All right.
maybe. I mean, he's a kid. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not like a teenager, and he's not like 3.
Right. Okay.
You know,
I
but
got
yeah,
you.
It was a
good.
really big week of movies for all of us.
That's
right.
true.
Wicked. Look, maybe people are over talking about it or hearing about it.
Now's
but
the time.
I am not.
Now's the time.
Yeah,
Absolutely. It's going to be huge for
A while.
months. months.
And then when it's not huge anymore, Wicked 2 will be available.
Exactly. We'll get a
It's gonna
trailer.
take a
We'll get
year.
a trailer for
Did
Wicked
it say
2.
a year?
Yeah, it's going to be out in a year.
So we'll get a trailer in like 3 months.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
right.
mean?
They're going to
You're
drop
right.
the trailer.
You're
Yeah.
right, because we know it's done.
Yeah.
obviously.
John Chu said he's cut the film already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him in interviews. He's very interesting.
He's great.
good.
He did In the Heights. Now I want to watch
Yeah,
In the
I know,
Heights.
I
I never
know.
did In the Heights.
Crazy Rich
Yeah, it was
Asians.
really good.
He did Crazy Rich Asians. I know you
Well,
love.
yeah, of course.
You must love John Chu, Mom.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
God.
got 4 or 5 kids.
I
know.
Is he
Yes.
gay?
Is he what?
Is he gay?
No.
Oh, I thought he was gay.
No.
I cannot get enough of Wicked, you guys. I just want to say, it's all I'm thinking about. When I'm going to bed, I hear the song Defying Gravity in my head. I bought the ornaments. I'm seeing the movie again at 8:50 in the morning on Sunday.
It's my entire feed.
My
Is the
entire
press-
feed.
Is the press
Entire
tour
feed.
reviews.
You guys don't tell Casey. I bought Wicked pajamas. Not like cheesy. Like really
That's
cute,
really funny.
cute, like shorts and like a button down with
Did you go pink or green?
no, it's white with Glinda and Alphaba on them.
Okay.
So it's like a little like a classier pajama.
Yeah.
I can't get enough. Like something is happening.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it.
I loved
thought
it.
it
I
was-
really did. I thought it was. I really thought it was beautiful.
Yes.
That it was just beautifully shot. I thought the costuming was terrific.
Awesome.
The singing, obviously.
Yeah.
These 2 girls.
Bearing the lead.
Wow.
The music was incredible. The singing was
and
great.
I just thought the dancing was fat. We were trying to figure out who the choreographer was.
Well, then we looked it up, and he
Yeah.
was on. He has been a guest choreo on So You Think You Can Dance.
Right. Because
Oh,
we
okay.
were big
Yeah.
fans of So
Yeah.
You Think You Could Dance until they changed that season last year,
Okay,
which
Mom.
I was so disappointed. Okay, don't change
So
your format.
during
Anyway.
my TikTok, I went into a deep hole today.
Yeah.
Actors that auditioned for these roles.
I saw some of
This
that.
is a fun one
Oh.
for Glinda, Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah.
Duh. I could totally see that.
Did you see like some of her audition?
No, I
her
didn't see.
actual-
No, I
But
didn't.
can she sing?
Yes, she was in
Yeah.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, but
All these actors could sing.
okay,
Anne Hathaway
but-
was up for Alphaba.
Yeah, but-
and Anne Hathaway was in Les Mis. Mom, these are all triple threats. Every one of these people are triple threats. Okay,
What are the 3 threats?
dance,
Dance.
sing, act.
Dancing. Okay, that's the 3rd.
But you're in the business. You could do all 3.
You
Who
should-
else?
Well, you should do all 3. Who else?
Harry Styles for Jonathan Bailey's part, which I could.
Jonathan Bailey was really good.
He was, but can't you see Harry Styles in this role?
I could.
I could.
Here's the thing. What's great about Wicked is now that I've seen the 3 of them, I get technically I could picture everybody else, but I don't want to.
Of course we don't.
You know what I mean?
Of course we don't. Lady Gaga, they considered for Alphaba.
Too
Don't
old.
say it.
Too
I
old.
agree. I'm saying it's perfect. It's
Right.
perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. And I saw today that Ariana Grande was when she was found out she was going to audition, she called her people and she was like, get me the voice coach, get me the acting coach. I want to fully prepare. Like, stop my tour. I'm going to fully. She was so devoted to
Yeah.
getting this role.
She was so good.
And you can
I-
tell the way they talk about it too.
I know. And they like love each other. Everything about it is amazing.
Yeah.
You seen the Broadway show?
I saw it recently with my cousin Tara, who's the biggest Ariana Grande fan I've ever met in my life. Shout out Tara Marshall. She
Oh,
came
you
down
give
to New
last
York.
names. We don't give last names.
Yes,
Shout
we
out,
do.
shout out my cousin Tara.
We do. We give last
Sometimes
names.
we give last names, Mom, but that's fine.
Wow.
No,
Tara,
it's
I'll give you.
fine.
I'll give you the
It's
full.
fine. No, I'm
Tara
afraid-
Grace.
You
Marshall.
don't want to give last
I'm
names because
afraid-
your friends
I'm
don't want to
afraid
give
of
last
giving
names.
last names.
Some of my
I-
friends don't care.
Right.
But she came down when it was in the spring. She came down for a trip. She's visited me a couple times. And she's like, "We need to go see Wicked." I'm like, "Yes, let's absolutely do it." So the two
You
of us
had
went.
never seen it before.
I hadn't seen it until like within the last year.
And was the movie better than the Broadway show?
Yeah. What do you think?
You know, better isn't the right
Because I haven't seen the Broadway show in like 20 years. We're seeing it this winter with Lennon.
Well, we're seeing a Christmas
Yeah.
week. Right.
I mean, I think the movie was incredibly faithful to the show, which I
Right.
think is what makes the movie very good for the people who love the Broadway show. Like, it's all there.
But how do you
know?
make so the Broadway show is probably 3.5, 4 hours.
no,
No?
absolutely
under
not.
2.5.
So the first part of Wicked 1 in the movie was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
They're not.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the second part. Which
I know,
will
but
be
that's what I'm saying, Mom. It's how is it just like the Broadway show and it's going to be technically so much
I
longer?
think because they did everything in the act, plus in between songs, you have more
dialogue.
I was listening to a podcast that I thought kind of broke this down, and they were like, when you're watching a show, things are happening simultaneously on the stage. When you're watching the linear version on screen, you can't do that. So they need to be more linear and like
That's
spread
interesting.
things out.
Okay.
Some of the songs take longer. They break them up, and there's more acting in between. Like Defying Gravity is like
So much
10
longer,
minutes
the
in the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
It's 3 minutes on the soundtrack. You know what I mean?
Right,
Things like
right,
that
right,
happen.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, fair. So Lennon left Wicked saying, this is the best 2 hours and 40 minutes of my life. And I've never been more proud. And then we saw Moana 2. Thanksgiving morning at 10 in the morning, which, by the way, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that early in the morning.
I don't think so.
Ever.
Right.
And Casey's like, get me popcorn and M&Ms. I was like, that at 10 in the morning, I had like iced coffee. And I was like, really? I was like, I ain't going there because I just got over the stomach bug. I'm not touching food right now.
Mm-hmm.
Moana 2 format, it was like, let's paper cut Moana 1 and just update the music, throw in like 1 or 2 new characters, take this character out, put this character in. But Lennon, this kid was enthralled. He loved it. Let's bring Lennon down. Lennon! So we have to bring Lennon in. Lennon, what did you think of Wicked?
It was really good.
Like, the first thing you said when you walked out of that movie was?
But I take it back now.
All right, so tell it. You could talk clearly. You don't have to get shy. So we saw Moana 2 Thursday morning at 10 a.m. What are your thoughts on Moana that you take it back now that you originally said Wicked was the best 2 hours and 40 minutes of your life? You don't have to be shy about
I'm
it.
not being shy.
All right, so tell everybody how you feel about Moana.
It was really good.
And now you think Moana is better than Wicked? You're struggling.
Who would you recommend this for your friends? Which movie would you recommend?
Well, my friends have I don't think they would want to see a movie like Wicked for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, let's.
So if I were to have to recommend it to my friends, I would recommend Moana.
Let me ask you this: which movie has better songs?
Wicked.
Okay. Which movie has better characters?
He's the face.
You could say
Moana.
Okay. So
Wow.
So the tiebreaker: which movie has the better story?
Wow.
Story?
Like the plot.
I think
You could say it.
Moana.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the tiebreaker.
Did you think the Moana 2 was just like Moana 1?
No.
What was the difference? Do you know the
She had a sister.
Moana had a sister. You were getting Moana 2 better than I was.
Way better. Two better.
Moana 2 was getting it. I was like, I don't know what's going on. And Lennon was like, he knew exactly what was going on. All right. You're not giving me what I want. You're out. Bye. Get him out of here. Dad, I can't.
Yeah.
Bye. Not what I expected. Not what I need right now. But Dan, you said something interesting. The kids you think have what'd you call it?
I think it's what did I say?
Recent
Oh, I think for kids, recency bias is stronger.
recency
So
bias.
the thing you saw most recently is your favorite thing.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Good point.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yes.
he needs to see Wicked again.
So when he sees it again, that'll probably be.
He's
better
not
than
coming with
Moana
me
2.
for my
Yeah.
second viewing. He's not coming with me.
Yeah.
So 2 huge movies. What do you think? I'm reading a lot that Moana 2 is beating right now Wicked in the box office this week.
You think so?
That's what I read, which is insane. But they're breaking records, and it thrills me. I know it's so hard to get tickets right now for either movie, but it just excites me that it's back.
I love that the cinemas are really back.
Because
it feels like.
After COVID, I would go to a few, and it was always empty.
I
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I really have not been in a crowded or even resemblance of crowded theater until we went to Wicked last Sunday.
You guys, this is why I'm going at 8:50 in the morning because I needed 2 seats. There was not on
Really?
Sunday. I could not find 2 seats
and
together.
I was just talking to my girlfriend as I was driving here.
Judy could not get tickets.
She tried to get, not realizing.
How does she not know?
Because she did not realize, because she was so used to calling in the morning, booking in the morning and getting something.
I mean,
Maybe-
come on.
Yeah.
No, she
Side
just,
note,
she didn't
I will give
realize
Dan
it.
props to this. Dan, when I had lunch with Dan maybe a month ago, and Dan, I said, I'm going to see Wicked. I want to see Wicked. And Dan
Said,
looked at
"Book
me.
now."
Dan goes, you better book those tickets now.
Because Judy said, when did Marni book those? I go, I
month
don't know, the
ago.
minute it came
Yeah.
out, the
a month
minute
ago.
she found out she
and
could do that.
the minute Moana 2 dropped,
You-
I also got those
Yeah.
tickets immediately.
I've never seen theaters as crowded now.
Now, I
mean,
want to ask about your theater experience. Were people singing?
No.
Were people applauding? What was the crowd like?
That's a great question. Nobody was singing in Wicked. Nobody.
and nobody applauded.
We had applause.
We
didn't
had
have people
applause
singing,
at
but we
the
had-
end of
at the
Moana.
end.
We had, we had
wow.
applause at the end of Numbers and at the end of the film.
We did not. Maybe in Long Island that we did not. What theater did you see that in?
This was in upstate New York, in
Oh,
Syracuse.
wow.
Yeah, it was in Syracuse, New York.
I think the media has made it very clear that nobody could be singing along and that the sing-along showings will be at the end of the year. Did you hear that?
I've heard that, but I don't know if that's gotten to the actual, I've heard tell of
What are they going to do? Throw you out if you're singing?
No, but somebody will will yell.
Well, there were
You know
two
what I mean?
little girls sitting next to me that didn't stop talking in sense of just.
And did what?
So-
And
yes,
guess what?
yes,
Guess
you-
what?
yes.
What did I do?
You shushed
I
them.
shushed.
Well, you know what? Now we're getting Gen Pop in the movie theaters. It used to just be us movie fans, and now everyone's coming back and they don't know how to conduct themselves.
Right.
in these movies anymore.
That's true.
You're right.
And I really wanted to turn them out. I figured if their parents were sitting next to them, which I assume
I don't think they were.
Oh, maybe you're right.
But I will say, that,
just
and I
didn't-
knew going to a 10 a.m. Moana that there's going to be babies.
Well.
And Lennon hates babies. He hates babies crying. And he looked at me when a baby was making a sound, and I go to him, look, that parent is doing the right thing. They're getting up and they're leaving.
Oh,
There you go.
Good for them.
Praise be.
Yes.
There you go.
Good for them.
You're seeing a 10 a.m. movie. It's going to be. I'm worried
yeah.
about the 8:50 a.m. showing of Wicked. Are
Yeah.
there going to be babies? I hope not.
Well, look at your screens because now they call them like baby
Friendly?
where they'll turn the lights up a little bit and the sound down a little bit.
Better not be for this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bitch. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Just-
I guess.
yeah.
Felicia's deaf. We cannot do a sound
which is
down.
good for new parents that
Yeah,
want to
that's
get the baby
great.
out of the house.
That's great to do on a Monday.
But know what you're signing up for.
Not
then.
on a
So-
weekend.
Right.
I hope they
Yeah,
don't do
I
that
would
on a
have not known.
weekend.
Yeah, I would even know where that. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and side note, because you wanted me to bring it up, so I know we just had Lennon on.
Right.
But how I got Lennon on was
Bribery.
the Moana 2 bucket. But just side note, the Wicked bucket when we got to the theater was sold out. Did you know that?
No.
I'm not
I would-
surprised.
And then they
Yeah,
had like these Wicked pins for like charity. I was like, I'll buy that. I'll buy anything Wicked right now.
I got a pin for free.
Ours was sold out. What was it? The one like you got the pin for free?
Yeah, like you could either get a
Yes.
Fla or a
Yes.
or a Glinda. Yeah.
For free?
Yeah.
How? Why?
Syracuse, New York. I don't know. Coming
it.
through.
No, we had to buy ours.
Yeah.
$3 each. I was like, I'll buy both. Sold out. Moana 2, Thursday at 10 a.m. The movie came out Wednesday. I said, Lennon, it might be sold out. Get there. Which buckets do you have left? They had 2 left. The Wave, or like a bucket with like a baby cup. And Lennon's like, I want the Wave.
Yeah.
$35, $5 extra for popcorn in the bucket. I said,
So
nope,
when you
I
say
don't
35,
need. It was 35.
Without the popcorn.
Correct.
So technically, if you would have bought with
40.
the it would have been 40, which
But I get, I have
insane.
so many Regal points because I am such a frequent visitor that I get free small popcorn, and I don't want popcorn.
right.
And Lennon, I know he wants it for his playroom. He's going to use this Moana bucket Wave for days
So
to come.
one friend comes in and goes, "That's too."
No, because his friend has another bucket. You guys, this is the thing right
It's
now.
kind of a cool looking bucket. I'll be
Thanks,
honest.
thank you.
Yeah, no, it was
saw the
cool.
bucket.
So
It was
on
cool. I'm
Thanksgiving,
thinking just the
everybody
regular
shamed me for buying the bucket. Oh, you thought the bucket was cool?
When I saw it now,
Oh,
but
snap!
is it worth $35?
Is it worth getting Lennon to speak? Ugh, but he was
I
a
don't know.
little disappointing.
was
on the
it worth
pod.
it? I don't
Okay, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. Other movies I saw this week. I saw 2 screeners on my screener app. Nightbitch. Have you heard about Nightbitch with Amy Adams?
I've heard of it. I kind of don't have any interest in it. Was it good?
It's not for you. Meaning, it's a great film for moms.
Okay.
Okay, or fathers. It's about a woman who is just so. She's just in the thick of it.
She's struggling.
With the babies too, and it's and she becomes animalistic. Like she's just comparing how being a mother is like literally being an animal. Like you're literally I wasn't bored. I watched it with my neighbors and it was enjoyable. I would not go see this in the theater. This is a great streaming movie. She's fantastic in it. She becomes like a dog at parts. It's very animalistic. Giving birth is, breastfeeding is. Think about what we're doing. You know, we're animals. And it's a bitch, you know? And just how
A night bitch.
and right. And the story really about how miserable she was because
Right.
she wasn't working. And the husband didn't realize because at first she's like, oh, I want to stay home. And then she became super resentful.
Who played her husband?
A guy, I don't know his name.
Oh, okay.
I don't know his name. He wasn't like famous. He had like a familiar appearance. And some of her friends had like were similar, but it was fine.
Easy. Well,
yes.
Okay.
Then I saw another movie that was so Jewish.
How Jewish was it?
So Jewish. Jason Schwartzman and Carol Kane. Okay? Carol Kane. Remember Carol?
Kane?
Yeah, with the voice where she
Yeah,
talks
yeah,
like
the
this.
curly hair.
Yes.
Yes. What was
Amazing
it?
to see her.
What was the name of it?
Between the Temples. Okay?
Okay.
He plays a cantor.
In
Okay.
one temple.
And she was his music teacher back in high school. And she comes and she says, you know what? I want to be bar mitzvahed. Now, he's a widow. He just lost his wife. And it's sad. It's very dialogue heavy. But if you're a fan of Jason Schwartzman, watch it. Lots of Hebrew. Lots of Judaism. uncomfortable parts, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Uncomfortable how?
There were some weird parts, like they don't get intimate with each other, but they're
She's got to be in
she's
her
old.
She's old. She's got to
Right.
be in her 70s.
yeah, the rabbi's not happy.
Okay.
Right.
Can I tell you about an uncomfortable movie viewing experience that I had recently?
I would love that. Yes.
I went to see The Substance
Oh, Mom,
with our mutual friend Andre,
with
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore, the one where the substance you've seen the trailers.
She's a like award-winning like movie star, has a star on the Walk of Fame,
Okay,
and then
right.
kind of like a Jane Fonda-esque, has like a decades-long
Right, a
career
career,
doing like
right.
exercise videos. And then Greg Kinnear plays like the asshole, like
God, I haven't
I didn't know
seen
he
this
was
a
in
long
it.
Time. Wow.
he
and Margaret Qualley's in it.
and Margaret Qualley's in it.
Who does
and
she play?
So let me tell you. So Greg Kinnear, just kind of like the premise is like he's like Demi Moore, her character, what's her name? Elizabeth Sparkle is too old. So we need someone new. She overhears this and then like gets in spoiler alert, by the way, a little bit for this movie.
Copy.
She gets in a car crash, goes to the doctor, and the doctor's like, "This changed my life." It's this thing called the substance. Gives her a number. Basically, the substance. It's an injection that, and this is like a body horror, like disturbing film. So like the substance basically creates a second version, but a younger, more beautiful, more pure, more sexy version, and that's who Margaret Qualley plays. And then there's this whole like, you are one. You need to like share resources, but then the Margaret Qualley character kind of achieve success, but only one can be up and around at a time. And then by the end, it becomes like this very kind of like brutal, gross, like body, like upsetting whole situation. Very harrowing movie. Demi Moore, though, phenomenal performance. Like
You think she's going to
put
get nominated?
herself out
Really?
there. Yes. Put herself out there in a big way.
Do you think Felicia would like this movie?
No,
No.
I think it'd be very upsetting.
You're right.
Really?
I don't think you'd
I'm
like
already
it.
going, oh,
I think you could maybe hang for like the first 2/3, but the back, and it just went on like very long. It was very gross for like way too long at the end, I thought.
How long is the movie?
Like 2 hours, but like the whole last quarter of it, I'm like, we didn't need as much of this as we got. You know what I mean? Like, but it was a very intriguing and interesting movie about what it is to be a woman in society and constantly being aging and, you know, what that means and being looked at and constantly judged and all those things. So it was like a fascinating movie, but then just kind of really went off the deep end at the end in a way that made me
Interesting.
kind of grossed
She
out.
looks so good, Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Looks so
she
good
looks
right
great.
now.
Yeah.
Did you watch Mom? Can we just, I know you weren't with us last week. You probably heard the podcast,
heard the
but
pod,
last week, Felicia decided you were not going to watch Landman because I told
I'm
you,
not- right. And I'm not a big
Landman
fan.
with John Hamm.
Right.
shout out not to Casey.
And I'm not a big fan of Billy Bob Thornton.
So I was like, you're not going to like this.
Not a Landman
Right.
fan with John Hamm.
But guess what? You
But
watched
I was
Landman.
at my son's house and he had, what is it, Paramount? And I decided, well, I'm sitting there, I might as well watch it. And I caught, at the time, only 2 episodes
Yeah.
Yeah.
were released. And I, strangely enough, enjoyed Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay.
I thought he was.
He's very good in it.
I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, I enjoyed him.
Yeah.
John Hamm, obviously, at this point, has a small, not a big role.
Demi Moore like is a mute.
And she basically has a smaller role.
Yeah.
You know, it was not bad. I'll
The
if I
third,
can-
I watched the third episode. I did. Did you
well,
watch
yes,
the third?
I did. Yes, I did.
Answer me this, because what I've heard about this show is that it's kind of like not really about anything. Like there's not like a big question that needs to be answered or a problem that
Interesting.
needs to be solved. Like what's the thrust? Like is there one?
Right. And they talk about oil and all the bad parts of it, but they go, well, I mean, it's not like our fault. It's
Right.
kind of, you know.
Interesting, Dan. I'm just bothered
And
by the women in it. I'm very bothered.
But I love when Billy Bob Thornton, well, his character explained, you know, all the wind turbines and what it takes to put those
Yes.
up and the whole thing and
Yeah.
how really you need oil to build that.
Yes.
You know, and
He
all
was-
the parts
yes.
and everything.
It's all very intertwined.
Yes,
Even if
yes.
you like, for instance, if we were to go like a fully electric car grid, how are you going to build all the stations that you would
Right.
need? You
So
know what I mean?
all
Like
that
it's
was
all
like,
intertwined. Yeah.
So that part, which I wouldn't know, was very interesting.
Yeah.
But the
You know.
scene with Allie Larder, his ex-wife at the pool with
Yeah,
the
that's
daughter,
like really ridiculous.
she's
but-
really. They need a strong female character. So you didn't do Yellowstone, Dan?
I am
you never did
I
it?
am Taylor Sheridan agnostic. I have never seen Yellowstone. I haven't done any of the spin-offs.
I did the first
Can I tell you what I
years?
did? I did the first episode of Mayor of Kingstown. Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
right.
Just because I'm like Kyle Chandler's in it, and then they killed him off in the first episode.
Oh, I didn't know
I'm
that.
like Taylor Sheridan never again. So
I didn't know Taylor
I
Sheridan did
didn't
Mayor
know
of
he did that
Kingstown.
one either. I didn't watch that one.
Yeah.
Wow. So look, I might have bashed. I don't love Landman with John Hamm, but I am going to continue with it. And I'll tell you why. Because it's rare that me and Casey have a weekly show that we both watch.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm realizing that a weekly is a good time for us to both watch a show. And I'm also realizing that when we binge, we fall off the binge together.
Can I ask about a weekly show? Is Casey not on Silo with you?
He's not.
Oh, he's not?
He's not.
I'm
He's
not either.
Because we didn't, I had to binge it. I was like, I got to watch this for the pod. And
That
for
might have
us
been my
to-
fault, by the way. I recommended that.
You
one.
did.
Yeah.
But for us to binge a show together means we could watch one episode every other night. It would take us so long to get
Binges
through.
are harder. That's why you have your slow binge.
Exactly. Now I will say he did rewatch 6 Feet Under, and he just finished it. He watched, like, when I'm done watching my shows, you could put on 6 Feet Under, and it was very sweet. I love you, Casey. He said, Marni, will you watch the last 2 episodes with me? Because I'm very emotional right now.
That's nice.
Because the last 3 are very sad. So I said, oh, I'm going to give him my time, and we're going to watch the last 2 episodes together. And we did. And hands down, still the best finale of all television.
Wow.
Is-
Don't
is
spoil it because I can't Felicia this one. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
hands down the best finale of a TV show I've ever seen.
You've been saying this for years. When I
The
started,
finale.
Yeah, I remember when I started my podcast, TV BFFs, which plug is coming back very soon. So check out your feeds. We're ramping up on new episodes as we speak. But you were one of our test episodes, and I think you said
I did.
either in your best favorite or forever,
Was
you
6
put
Feet.
6 Feet Under, and you specifically mentioned the finale.
The finale's so good, and Casey just has such a love for it. Our Wi-Fi name was the Braverman. No, the Bravermans is Parenthood.
something else.
Parenthood.
But
That's
Peter
Parenthood.
Krause was in Parenthood.
Right.
So it was Bravermans, but our password was Fisher.
Where
was
is
the-
this?
okay.
Where is 6 Feet
Max.
Under? Max.
Yes.
Okay.
Max.
And
So
it's an HBO show that lives on Max.
Yeah, and
she did the finale.
I did watch most of the seasons, but I never got to watch the finale.
You should just watch the finale.
Yeah, that's
you
yeah, 'cause I know the
should.
characters.
You
And
sh- oh
and it was
my!
quite a few years ago.
Mom,
already.
maybe watch the last 3 episodes.
We'll see.
It's so
if
good.
I remember. Problem is, I have my memory. Unless
Well,
I write
I'll
it down.
remind you.
Things come up.
So so we just brought up Silo. So I'm really enjoying Silo. Karen is watching Silo.
Yeah.
At Thanksgiving, Karen had me call her because she had a question about Silo.
Which she
Okay.
said finally came out on the next episode.
So
she
Yeah.
realized
I'm up to date on Silo.
Season 2, episode 3 is the most
Ju-
recent.
yes.
Just
It-
came out.
The show's great.
It's incredible.
It's a great show.
Incredible.
Mom, I think you'd like the show.
I know I would because I like that type of show.
And
but
can I
just,
tell you what? And this will come up again later, a similar sort of thing. I've read the books that it's based on.
What?
I've read all of them.
I didn't know it was on books. Everything's on a goddamn book.
It's a series of books, but here's what's cool. So you know how the first 2 episodes kind of feel like Rashida Jones is in it, and then she's not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Slight spoiler. Because this guy, and I'm blanking on his name, Casey, insert the author here. Phil Howey, that's his name, I think. Anyway, he wrote like a self-published novella. Self-published about like that first episode, basically. And then it went crazy. Then he's like, oh, people want me to write more of this, and then turn it into a novel, and then turn it into a series.
Wow.
And this is what the show is based on. So that's why those first 2 episodes in the first season feel kind of like,
so
we're with these
weird.
people, and now we switch
Right,
over to
right.
Rebecca Ferguson, and now she's the star, and it's Juliet's story. It's going to expand even more. There's going to be like time jumps from like way back earlier and how the silos freaking got there in the first place. Like
I do get
it's
Lost
a really,
vibes.
really cool, rich,
Yep.
Losty type
Yep.
story that's very, very good, and I'm very happy that you're watching.
Thank you.
And this season's good.
Yeah, it is good. And I want to say this. I said last week, and I had a listener contact me. Rebecca Ferguson was in The Greatest Showman, but it was not her singing voice.
Right.
It was not her singing voice. Thank you to Stacy who told me. The singer from The Greatest Showman was somebody from like America's Got Talent or something who sung that
Well,
song.
she came on and sung the song, and then when she announced, because I saw that show for some crazy reason.
Oh, on America's Got Talent?
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
God.
Yes,
And
yes.
what? And said-
She's a beautiful girl. She said, "Yeah, I was the singer," and like they were like, "What?
Oh
you should
my
have gotten
God.
so much more recognition and blah blah blah." And was like, "Yeah," she said it was great.
Oh,
you know.
wait, I do want to talk about Silo. I feel like there's so many things I want to discuss. It's a spoiler. It's a spoiler. Spoiler. this past 2 episodes, there's been a guy in a vault and we can't see who it is. Okay. And I'm like, and you hear his voice and I'm like, I really hope this guy gets revealed. Like, who is this guy going to be? And the guy gets revealed. And I couldn't be happier. Could not be happier.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his fucking name?
Shit, now I'm
Casey
blanking
loves
out, too.
him. Casey loves this actor.
Oh, this is gonna bug me.
Oh,
And I don't get service
side
down
note.
here.
Side note. Oh, I know.
We don't have Casey here to look it up quickly,
Silo.
which is what we usually fact check.
Steve Zahn.
Oh,
Steve
I
Zahn
like him.
is this new character,
this
and I
character
could
is-
not be happier.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen him in a while. I haven't seen him.
He's
I know,
great.
right?
He does not live in Hollywood. I've listened to him on podcasts.
Ah.
He's just like has
A
his own
chill-out
life.
guy.
And his
Yeah.
performance too, just like his vocal performance, because he's behind like a little, like
He's like been living by
he-
himself. He's scared. He hasn't had any human interaction. He's living in the
Yeah.
silo by himself.
For 2 whole episodes, you only see his eyes though, but you
Right.
get
You would
a
have
lot
no
of his
idea- and you
performance
would- you
because
would
of his
have
You're
no
right.
idea who
You're
it
right.
is.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then it gets revealed. I'm like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Great casting.
I will say slight changes from the books though, which I love to watch in shows like this. Like in the books, he's not the engineer's son or whatever, or the IT's shadow.
Okay.
He was somebody's son.
Oh.
And he gets thrown in there, and like in the book you get and I hopefully do like a flashback episode of where you kind of like see him figure out what's going on and like how to live by himself, but he like ventures out way more, whereas in this, which I thought was really impactful, he's like, this is the farthest I've been in like 30 years.
Okay,
When-
so can
when
you
Julia gets him
explain
out.
to those who are watching, like me and Karen, the suit? There's poison in the suit. Like
No, okay. So here's how it works. So the poison in the outside air is real. If you go outside, the air is poison.
So basically, everyone's in the silo, and they're like, if you leave the silo, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Right.
But people are like, I want to get the fuck
Was there a
out.
war? Was something obviously happened?
Something happened
Right.
hundreds of years
Right,
previously.
earlier.
Hundreds of years. And now everyone lives in this one silo.
One?
One silo.
But
Not many
Spoilers.
people. Not
spoilers.
many people left.
Spoilers. At the end of season 1, the main character, Juliet, who's played by Rebecca Ferguson.
Right.
She goes out. So it's like the cardinal rule is like, don't say you want to go outside, because if you ask to go outside, we'll fucking put you outside.
Right.
And you're
then
gonna
dead.
die.
Right.
And they say like, if they call them cleaners. Like if you go out, they ask you to clean because there's like a little, like a camera that shows the outside for everyone inside to see.
Which obviously
it
gets-
gets dirty, so
Right.
they clean it.
But they have they have something special
So
to put
the thing
on.
with the suits that Juliet realizes is that the suits are a con. So people, when they go out to clean, everyone's like, I'm not going to clean. Fuck all you guys. But they always clean. And they're like, why does this happen? Juliet finds out that there's tech in the helmets that project a screen as if when you walk outside, it's beautiful and it's green and it's lush.
But why would they want you to think that it's beautiful and
Think about it,
lush?
because if you're a cleaner and you're outside and can't come back in, you're thinking, they've been lying. I need to show everyone the truth. I'm going to clean this camera so they can see what I'm seeing.
Okay.
But it's not what they're seeing. It's actually wasteland.
illusion.
It's an illusion.
Right.
Exactly. So Juliet figures this out. She also, when she leaves, so here's the suit thing, Marni. The tape. They
Right,
keep talking
that-
about this tape.
right.
So IT purposefully lets these suits fail so that people die. So Juliet's people
Got her
basically
better tape.
Got her better tape that let her walk away further than anyone's ever walked before, that now brought her to this second silo that has been abandoned. Everyone's dead. Something very bad happened decades before. We don't know exactly what. We see glimpses of it in the premiere, and the only one remaining in the silo is this guy Solo, played by.
I just don't
Steve
understand
Zahn.
why they, like the people, would want them to think that it's beautiful.
Just to get him to clean.
And then they know they're just going to die.
It's a mind trick to get him to clean. That's it.
a mind trick to get them to clean.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's good.
It's a twisty, turny, very deep
It is.
show. It's cool.
It is. You really, I got to say, it's very impressive that you read all the books.
I do like
This is a great segue
this is a great segue.
to Say Nothing,
Say nothing.
which, wow.
That's the Irish one,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Mom, please tell me, did you watch it? Started.
First of all, for some reason, the name "Say Nothing" cannot stay in my head. So I had it written in my phone because I kept thinking, because it wasn't popping up on Hulu. In other words, I thought I would recognize.
Yeah, it's
the
not
name.
on your front
I don't
algorithm.
know-
Shame
right.
on you, Hulu.
Right. I don't know why. So finally, I said, "Look this
pulled
up."
it up
and
for
this
you.
morning,
Okay.
well, today, for some reason, I thought it was going to be a movie and not a series, and I went, "Oh man!" It was like something
Nine
like
episodes.
9 episodes. So I did start the first episode.
Okay.
Because of you.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I am not into that.
Okay.
First of all, for no other reason, it was. I mean, obviously, I have
Subtitles are odd.
Really hard to understand.
The Irish accents. Yeah.
Really, I mean, I mean, I know Korean accents are really hard, but I accept that because there's not a chance. I can't even pronounce their names, so that's okay. I was not expecting how difficult it was to and it did not catch me. Now,
I will tell you
did not
this.
have a chance.
I didn't love the first episode. Didn't really get me either. I had to keep Actually, it did because I did text you. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
But it took a few to really get me very devoted to like really wanting to find out what happens.
Once you get to know the sisters.
Right.
Dolores.
Well, the family, the sisters.
Yeah.
Dolores
you
and
know,
Marion.
right.
And then Brendan and Jerry are like the kind of the big four of the series.
Right.
I think you should stick with it. It's thrilling. It's exciting. It's like
wild.
complicated, like morally, like you're rooting for it makes you root for the IRA, which are like revolutionaries, but they're blowing people up.
But it almost, I mean, obviously, and I remember this, obviously.
You
because
do.
It was the set was like
70s, 80s.
Protestants versus
Yes.
Christians.
Catholics,
which,
yeah.
Well, Catholics, right. Which kind of always, and it's happening today, obviously, Jews, I mean, it's just happening. And that always rubs me in every aspect, because humans are humans.
Yeah.
And that's always bothers me.
It's hard to watch.
Yes.
It's a difficult thing to watch.
It's another hard watch.
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time with hard to watch shows in general.
That's fair.
Because I want lollipops and roses.
You want
Right.
escapism.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You want Wicked.
Yes, I want Wicked. And so please let me interject.
You finished?
A new
Oh.
Ben Stiller movie, I think was the movie, came on Netflix today.
Today?
Well, today or yesterday. I'm assuming it was today, called Nutcracker.
Oh.
Don't know of it.
Netflix.
I
I'm pretty
think-
sure it
I
was
think I
Netflix.
saw
Maybe
the
it was
trailer
Hulu. Maybe
for
it was
this.
Hulu. It was-
Okay.
I go from place, I literally surf, but I stream surf.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went, oh, okay, Ben Stiller, and I kind of got the gist of it, and I started watching it, and I went, right now I can't.
Hulu.
I couldn't watch it.
Was it awful?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Christmas comedy.
It's a comedy, obviously it's Ben Stiller, but
Linda
it's,
Cardellini's in it.
Yes. Right now she has in the beginning, she's kind of, it's a small part for her in the
Interesting, Val.
beginning. However, I know the premise. It's a sibling, a brother, a sister. His sibling, sister, brother had 700 children. They pass away. And this one sibling who has nothing to do with children or has seen his siblings in a very long time, who's successful, has to go to this crappy place where the kids are and sort of try to get them or try to help, or he doesn't want to help. And this has been done over and over again, by the way, that theme of a
Wait,
show.
did you finish it?
No, but I know that's what it's going to be about. And he's going to become all soft and cuddly.
Right.
And he's going to turn the kids around, or they're going to turn him around. And no.
All right, for those though that are into historical shows, Say Nothing. Wow. I hope this gets somewhere in the Emmy race. I mean,
think so. I think
it's
going to
really,
it'll be
really well done.
really well acted, well written. It's based on a true
yeah.
story. The episodes are kind of chapterized in a nice way. There's younger versions and older versions of the actors.
Right, and they put the dates. I mean, they they don't let you go, where am I?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just this fascinating thing because the backbone of it are these interviews that were done for this thing called the Belfast Project, where Boston College, they wanted to get a history of this time. But if you're in the IRA and you speak about that time, you get murdered.
shot. Yeah.
Right.
And that's one of the core mysteries is this woman, this mother of 10 who gets disappeared because they think she is an informant. So you get to see these people who are older talking about themselves as younger and how all those things they did have affected them later on. And it's just this really kind of complex and complicated. It's really
Story.
fascinating.
It's so
and just
good.
really, really. Can't
Especially
say
if you don't
enough
know
about
anything
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I didn't.
And
I didn't know
most-
anything about it.
Right.
Most of us over here in the States
Don't.
really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Really don't. And it's incredibly recent. This was
Do they ever
Yeah.
say
70s, 80s.
Do they ever
you know?
say where they're all getting their guns from? And
I think they don't in the book. So the book gets into a lot more detail about some of the folks who went to prison who we don't really see in this, some of the other hunger strikes, some of the inner workings, more about the Belfast Project, more about how Margaret Thatcher was involved in keeping a lot of these people in jail, like the sisters specifically, and a lot more about the family of the woman who goes missing and how they had to grow up. So if you like the show, I definitely recommend the book, also called Say Nothing. It's by Patrick Radden Keefe, and it's phenomenal. I just finished it last month.
Wait, did you read Wicked?
I did not read Wicked. I might though.
I kind of want to know. Which, side note, really quick, somebody told me this morning at yoga, she read it, and I was like, "Oh, this might be a great book to read with my son." And she said, "No,
It's I hear it's a lot sexier.
It
So
is.
much racier.
it's
than the
racy,
book.
it's
Yeah.
violent, it's
Yeah.
sex." I was like, "Okay, good to know." Felicia, did you finish the Ted Danson show?
Yes, absolutely.
I started it and I stopped it.
Yeah, it's not. That show was for me.
Yeah.
And I started and you were in
It
my
found
head.
its audience. It found its audience.
yeah.
You were in my head going, "It's not for you." And I was like, "Why am I watching this?" I was watching
It
it.
was, you know what? It was just a cute, quick watch.
Well, the creator's great. It's a Mike Schur show. Michael Schur, who did Parks and Rec and Good
Oh.
Place.
and
You know.
Do you think this is going to end like season 2? Could there be?
could be because they ended it
Oh.
with a foot in the door to maybe do a season 2. Okay.
Oh.
Ted Danson.
There you go.
And he played a charming, lovely character in his 70s, which he is.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was like, I get it.
Yeah. Ted Danson,
'Cause that's
charming and lovely.
And,
Yeah.
and then one of my friends said, that's a hairpiece he's wearing. I go,
What?
what?
No.
And she goes, apparently there was something written that he has a lot of different hairpieces. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, but that's
We'll have to
neither
go on
here
the
nor
top
there.
to find
Well,
that
I've always
out.
Right.
admired Ted Danson's hair. That's hard to hear.
Yeah, I feel like that's what he's
I
known
know.
for.
But,
Oh, talking about good hair, like Derek on Shrinking has amazing hair.
Yes.
You don't watch Shrinking.
right.
It's another good weekly, though.
It
That's
is a good weekly, but
And
I
I
think
know,
Casey
people love it.
started it.
People love it,
And
I know.
didn't. Casey wasn't into it, and then I just
Yeah.
continued watching it without him. Sorry, Casey.
Can
This
I say,
season,
by the way, before we continue about the season, something similar happened to me. My mother, who is a big fan of the show, by the way, wanted to
Right.
say fan of the show, Linda.
a fan of our podcast.
your podcast.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That's
I knew she wasn't getting that.
Right.
Hi, Linda.
Yeah.
I always whenever I hear somebody likes it, I go, really? I just think it's us talking to air.
That's what podcasts are.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
People relate to you, Mom. I don't think you understand.
I know you're right. I don't.
But
I really don't.
It was one of our weeklies before I left. I came down here to do the little trip that I'm on right now. And I said, will you wait? And she said, yeah. And then she texted me the other day. She's like, I didn't wait. I watched the next one. And I'm like, well, I'm going to continue then as well. And if Marni is caught up, I'm going to catch up. So I caught up, but we'll continue watching when I get back. But this season I thought has been really good. Started a little slow
Yeah.
for me. It started a little kind of training wheels back on, reminding you the quirks of these people. But now that we're in it, I'm really enjoying it.
I like that Brett Goldstein has a part in this season.
And it's
I
a-
really like
it's
him.
a
He's from Ted
moving,
Lasso, Mom.
emotional
He's
part.
a writer and a producer. And
Yeah.
he's a talented fella. And I just think it's a great, quick show.
Yeah.
Apple TV. If you don't have Apple TV, I got to say, Apple TV's got great programming.
I like when it's quick.
Shrinking's quick.
Yeah,
It's good.
and
I will say there's
And
I think
there
there's
are people your age in it.
characters for
Oh
all
my
ages.
God.
Right,
Give it a
right.
shot.
It's not that I'm not saying
Who is the
no.
woman that Harrison Ford is dating? I don't know
Oh
her
my
name.
God, what is her name?
What is her name?
Oh, she's so good.
You would know her, Mom. Wait. Oh, what is her name?
Not in real life.
No.
On the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she is great. Wendy Malick.
Oh, I know Wendy Mal. I mean, I don't know her. She's
she's-
dark hair. I know exactly who she
She's
is.
dating him on the show.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yes, that's appropriate.
she's a neurologist.
That's appropriate.
Yeah.
That's totally appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
She's 73.
Yeah, I said that's
She looks
appropriate.
good.
She looks great. Yeah.
She
She's
looks
tall and thin.
good.
She looks good. I've seen her on many things in the past.
Yeah.
I will say this past episode, it was the first time we really had not the first time. A lot of the episodes a flashback.
Made me cry.
And
It was a good release for me. It was
I
really nice.
thought Jason Segel's wife looked so much like the daughter.
I know.
That at one point I thought it was the daughter, and I actually were around because I was like, "Is that the daughter?" Like when they're outside,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
driveway.
yeah.
The casting is unbelievable. You know, the story
Very
is that
good.
Jason Segel's a widow,
Okay.
and he lost his wife to a drunk driver.
Oh.
So it's all about how he's getting over it, and he's
And
a
he needs help.
therapist.
Right.
No,
Brett
he's a
Gold-
therapist.
Oh, he's the
He's a
therapist.
therapist.
He's a therapist, and the
Jessica
therapist
Williams is a therapist.
Harrison
Ford's
Ford. So it's about the therapist's office.
Oh, it's
same
like
practice.
do you know what that reminds me of? The old Bob Newhart show.
oh boy, what was that called?
I'm the Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart show.
Oh, why? That was about that. What do you mean?
And he was a therapist in a group
What?
of other, and there was one main receptionist, and it was just so many years ago. And again,
Yeah.
if Casey was here, he would do a fact check.
I can
Right.
fact check right now, Mom.
He had so
It
many
was a
shows.
long
There's
time ago.
Newhart, and there's also the Bob Newhart show.
Oh, now I don't remember which one it was.
and then there's a thing where the end of one of them, it was revealed that
yes,
it took
this
place.
is why, yes.
in, the world of the other or
And
something.
if I remember correctly, and I'm not sure, Susan Plachette played his wife, but I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly or remembering it correctly.
I think it's the Bob Newhart show.
apparently I've become an idiot savant when it comes to certain things
So
that
proud
pop
of you,
into
Mom.
my head.
Yeah.
And I go, well, I don't know if I'm right, but
72 to 78.
right. Does
Wow.
it say who? Well, she was on one of her shows.
Who are you talking about?
And I think it was Susan Plachette, but
It is. Suzanne Plachette. She's very pretty.
Wow.
she was.
Wow, Felicia doesn't know what happened yesterday, but she.
What a pull. What a pull.
That is
Wow, Fel.
Right. That's really scaring me.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Listen, we all have our gifts. Was
Oh,
it a
so-
movie or a show? I don't know, but Susan Plachette, you got it.
We've never
Locked
heard
in.
of.
God.
So you might like shrinking.
I'm not saying I would. I'm sure I would like it.
It's good if you want something quick and it's
Yeah.
light.
Is
It's
it a
funny.
Is it a half hour?
It's a half hour.
Oh, then it would be quick.
It's so
that's good.
enjoyable.
And it's only the second season.
Yes.
And that's another thing. When shows go
I
on,
know,
for
you have too
7
many
and
seasons.
8,
No,
I'm
only
just-
second
wait,
season.
I'm just saying. After a while, I go, oh,
That's enough.
it's enough. And
That's
it's
what you say,
sad.
that's
Do
enough.
you feel
Enough.
the same way if something's going on for 6 seasons or 5 seasons or 7?
You know,
it's like
it depends because sometimes I want that stable binge when I'm like, there's too much on, or I have indecision. I'm like, there's too much. I'm bouncing around. Sometimes I just want that thing where I know, like, every night I can watch 2 episodes of the same thing, and it's gonna be there
Yep.
because I got 6 seasons of it, and it feels like a feast.
And that to me is not crazy. Like 6 Feet Under, I believe, is only 6 seasons. Well, that's not bad. You're looking
right.
at nuts,
Depends
9,
on the show,
10
though.
seasons.
A 6-season, 6 Feet Under HBO show, 10 episodes a season is one thing. 6 seasons of Lost, which I think you guys mentioned recently, where
Yeah.
it's like 22 episodes a season.
Right,
Now all of a
right,
sudden
right.
you're
It was on
Yes.
regular-
upwards of
yeah,
200
that
or
was-
something
right,
crazy
right,
like
Then
that.
right.
it becomes like after a
That's a
while,
lot.
because that was a lot of
That's a lot.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
I have to give a nod to a true crime doc of the week for me.
Before we do that,
Yes.
one more Apple show.
Oh,
Are you up on Bad Sisters?
yes. I am up on Bad Sisters that Felicia is not watching, but Karen is.
Karen is.
Karen is.
Loves it. Karen will only.
Karen is.
Another Irish show. The
I-
accents aren't as strong though.
Yeah, no, I know. That I know.
Do you think this
I know.
season's as good as season 1?
Here's my thing with this season. I think that
Forgot about Bad Sisters.
this season isn't as strong as season 1. Season 1 was based on like a pre-existing
Yeah,
IP.
yeah.
I love Sharon Horgan.
Love.
She has the story for this season. I think I'm going to like it better week to week. I binged all 4 yesterday.
Oh.
And what I realized watching all 4, it's a lot of
See, I'm doing week to week, and I'm like, ugh.
what I'm realizing. It's a lot of like, one of them will just like walk off while the other yell their name and be like, come back here. What are you doing? And then just walk off angry about something. And then, I don't know, big twists, really big twists. I don't want to spoil anything for this one because it's like earlier in the season.
Right,
but like,
right.
I did not see that coming. I did enjoy that. The fallout is interesting. I'm not quite as thrilled about it as I am for season 1, but I really like hanging out with these sisters.
That's
so
what I was
I'm
going to
continue
say.
watching.
It's just an enjoyable. These women are just great to watch,
Yeah.
and Sharon Horgan is so awesome.
yeah.
And the young sister Eva
Eve
Hewen, her name is
Eve Hewson,
Yeah.
Bono's daughter.
Bono's daughter, right? Who was in The Perfect Couple.
Yes, right. That's right.
She's getting big.
I have one more question. Did you watch the Billy Crystal show?
Oh yes,
before?
Mom. That's another Apple TV show.
I did not watch it because you guys said it stunk.
but guess who continued watching it? Felicia.
I didn't watch today's.
Yeah.
I am blown away.
I think it's episode
Wait.
7.
So can I just
It's still terrible.
wait? Can I just say something?
It's terrible.
Wait,
but
Mom. This
it's
is so.
only wait, it's a half hour.
Why are you
I
wasting
said to
your
my
time?
mom, "Why you?" Wait,
Because-
the other day she goes, "I'm watching before." I go, "What do you mean you're watching
Because
before?" I
I
thought we
just-
discussed that we
I just-
hated it.
it's
You could be
so-
watching Shrinking. You
You're
could
right,
be watching
you're
Say
right,
Nothing.
something good.
Yeah.
And
That's such a dark show about a child.
I'm pissed, and I want to know where is this going, and how
I
is
can't
this
believe
gonna-
you're still
I know.
watching it.
I know.
Good for you.
I know
Committing.
it's not good for me.
Is Karen
But
watching
it's only-
before?
No, but it's only a half hour.
Mom,
that's-
wrong half hour to
that's-
choose.
that's
I
wrong.
Are you
understand.
sure shrinking's only half hour?
Yeah.
Something like,
I'm certain.
wow, Mom.
But I now
Wow.
it's like this can't
Wow.
be that bad. How is this?
What
gonna
happened?
end?
What's up with this
I don't
kid?
know. I didn't
What's
see
up
it
with the
today.
kid? You've already watched 7 episodes?
No, today was I think.
And what happened? Is Billy Crystal still watching this kid? No, what's
Yeah.
happened the past 6
Well,
episodes?
he's
I'm not
gonna be put
spoiler.
away.
I don't care about the show.
He's going to be put away probably soon. Because
Billy Crystal or the kid?
Billy Crystal. Well, the kid is put.
Why is the kid? Wait, no, what?
Because
I'm not
he's-
watching the show.
I don't
Spoil
know.
it.
I don't know. I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't understand it.
So it's
So
dark.
maybe-
I don't like it. I don't understand it, but I can't stop.
I can't
I
Damn it.
can't believe you're still watching
I'm
it.
hoping it's over. It's
I
gotta
am
be 8 or
blown
9.
away.
It can't be more than 8 or 9 episodes.
You know what though? I understand where you're coming from because sometimes I get too deep and I'm like, I'm such a completionist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't quit. I don't
I
quit.
don't
need
want to
to-
quit either.
Yeah.
I don't
and
really
it's like
quit.
and now I'm kind of I hate it, but it's really awful. I hate it. And I love Billy Crystal under normal
I
circumstances.
couldn't finish. If I don't get through the first episode, but if I'm in 3 or 4, I'm going to
I
continue.
will say there's been a couple recent seasons. Like I said, I've been sick recently. I'm in between jobs right now, so I'm doing a lot of television watching.
Right.
And another plug, my podcast is coming back with new episodes. And the first one back in the early run, we're doing a superhero TV draft. So I've been catching up on some superhero TV shows. Some of them I like more than others. So like I was halfway through one, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep going.
Which one?
It's called Legion on FX. The first season was really, really good. It's like in the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
Guy with psychic powers, played by Dan Stevens, who was in Downton Abbey. He was
you love Downton Abbey.
I love Downton
he was Mary's husband who died early on.
Okay. Oh, he was blonde.
Yes,
Yes,
blonde guy.
I know
Yeah.
exactly who he is. He's
Yes.
adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First season was great. Second season, I'm like, okay, still okay. And then the third season, I'm like, this is borderline just like infuriating to watch right now, but I had to keep going. I had to finish it. I
Wow.
had
Was
to-
it is it a British show?
No,
British? Oh, okay.
no. American. Noah Hawley did it, who does Fargo. Is the one
we
who
didn't
did the
do
show.
Fargo.
Yeah.
I didn't do Fargo.
Wow.
I know, I didn't do Fargo.
You and Casey would love Fargo.
okay.
Yeah,
How many
actually,
seasons?
Really good
Casey
one.
would love Fargo.
Here's the thing. It doesn't matter because they're all self-contained.
Like True Detective.
Anthology seasons. Yeah.
So is there like a season we should start with
Start
or
with one.
watch? Okay.
Start with one. If
was
you're,
it- who was
it's a
in
good
the-
winter watch because it's up in
Right.
In Fargo,
you know,
North-
it's in
North-
North Dakota or
North
Minnesota.
Dakota.
Like they're
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
where it's always snowy and cold.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit like Alaska.
Casey will think about that, Fargo. But my true crime doc of the week, I'm sure people are watching it. It's probably number 1 on Netflix.
Is
The JonBenet Ramsey.
Haven't we had enough of this?
Karen watched
loved
it.
it, yeah.
Haven't we had enough of these stories?
Who do you think
That's
killed
how I
her?
feel.
Hold on. I want to know who killed her.
I think it's probably the brother.
No. What? Listen to me. It took me. I watched it during the stomach bug. There was a lot of pausing, running to the bathroom, pause, taking a nap.
Not the brother and the parents covered it up. That's not what it was.
No.
Whatever.
This is one of those. I will say this. This is one of those stories where it's like the cops fucked up. The cops, want to make it appear that they did it. Her parents did
parents
it,
would be-
and the
right.
media takes it by storm. It just goes to show you, I think, how much power the media
Yes,
has
yes.
on all of our views on
That's right.
everything.
That's right.
That's fair. I mean,
Absolutely.
Watch just the third episode.
My opinion is fully just. I don't watch any of the shows. That I get it through bits and pieces, and
Right.
that's kind of what's filtered into my brain.
I feel bad for the father. He seems like a really nice person,
They were
a nice
both
guy.
they were
She
both-
passed away.
Yeah,
the
she
white,
passed away from
she passed
cancer, if
away.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. If you have if you're into true crime and you don't really, I didn't remember. I remember thinking, I think her parents did it. But I can't believe that there's still no definitive answer.
Right.
That's what's so effed up.
Right.
The DNA didn't match. The daughter was sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
The parents, their DNA was not matching. But the police fucked up. Police didn't even search the basement. The dad was walking around. The policeman said, why don't you go downstairs and just maybe search again? And he found her body. The cops didn't even find the body. Shame on those Boulder cops. Shame on them. I know you don't watch Housewives. I will say this. 2 episodes this week. There was a Salt Lake City episode where Andy Cohen spoke about this, how this might be one of the most intense
I heard him say something, but I didn't know. I didn't
Intense
hear what it was about.
scenes ever.
What happened?
I am shocked that she didn't look at the camera guy and say, shut this off.
Really?
Her son has been like holed up, like in his bedroom. And I'm just thinking like this kid is just smoking a lot of weed.
How old is he?
He's married and he's
Oh.
like 21. He got married way too young.
Okay, so he's
Salt Lake City.
yeah.
right.
And he's always like talks like really and you just know he's on drugs. And she's Mary, very religious, and she finally confronts him and he says, I took some Xanax and now I'm saying, he's on Xanax. And I took some Adderall and I like the high. But then he goes, and then I took Xanax and cocaine and then I took Xanax and Oxy and like it just keeps going.
Oh my God.
And he's so high discussing this, and she's hysterical crying, and then he's like, he wanted to die. Like, it's so
Wow.
intense and serious, and I'm shocked that she didn't sell the cameras.
Yes,
And
stop
it's
rolling.
really moving, and I hope she sent him to rehab. I hope.
Yeah.
It was like, holy shit, this is like real.
Wow.
And then on New York, Erin, the pretty Jewish girl, spoke about how she got an abortion when she was in college. And how she thinks now, because of the whole Roe versus Wade thing, she's going to come out and talk about it. But she never told her dad. Her and her dad are so close. They're so close. So they film her telling her father. The dad's been all over the show. He's a very lovable guy. Everybody loves him. Of course, he supports her. And then the viewers know the dad passed away because we all follow Instagram. But it was sad. Like she tells the dad, and the text says he passed away 4 months later from filming this episode. There's like 2 heavy episodes this week.
Wow.
So yeah,
Holy cow.
2 heavy eps.
Bravo.
And RHONY hasn't been good, but this week was a good one.
What about Bevy?
Bev. Same.
So I saw
shit.
that they have the new black girl.
Yeah, and she's
And she's like a
powerful.
powerhouse, right?
She was like the CMO of Netflix or some shit.
Oh, wow.
Her name is Boz. Yeah, she's leaving corporate America. You know what's funny? Bethany Frankel.
I saw that.
You saw what she said?
Well, I saw
Bethany
her,
Frankel
met her on a
ca-
plane.
What?
She was on a plane coming from where to where, and who was on the new, and so she got her on.
So she filmed
for 2 seconds.
Frankel.
2 seconds on Instagram. For Instagram.
Bethany Frankel is like, I want to tell everybody why people miss the OG RHONY and why the new RHONY isn't good, because these new women are very savvy. You know, when they first casted
Them.
RHONY, the
Right.
OGs. All their husbands were the rich guys, and all these women were just kind of hot messes, like going along the way. And it's fair to say, but and now everybody is an entreprenista, and everybody has their own business and brands, and everyone is smart.
And more aware. This is the same issue that I find with Late Stage The Challenge, which is my favorite reality show. Where
What's it called?
The Challenge on
MTV
MTV.
Road Rules, where back in the day they were taking people from real world who were
Yeah.
cast
Oh, I
in a
remember
certain way
those.
for
Yeah. I
real
watch it
world
all the time.
Exactly.
That's Dan's favorite.
And now it's people from all these different franchises, or just from like Love Island, and they're coming on for followers. They're coming on to be famous. They're coming on for different reasons. They're more self aware. They're more here for different. It's
Right.
It's
Reality
not
TV is not the same.
It's not the same brand.
We could be like, we need to think of like the next wave of something where it's back to that OG.
Kids of the OGs were raised the right way.
Guys, bye Felicia time.
Bye, Felicia.
It's been we're recording a long time. Poor Casey's gonna have a lot to edit. What are we watching this week?
What are we watching?
I'll tell you, December 5th for me, big. The Lisa Frank doc and Southern Charm.
I've heard about this Lisa Frank story. It was kind of bouncing around the development sphere for a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know the story. I was just a fan of all of her stuff.
There's some shady corporate.
Really?
Always.
Shady
Otherwise,
corporate stuff
otherwise
going
it
on,
wouldn't be
yeah.
a story.
Yeah.
Right?
You'll like it. It'll be good.
And then there's a Girls Gone Wild doc
Oh, God.
Not for
that
me.
I have a friend that worked on, so I'll watch that.
That's nice.
Is there
It's a little
is there
support.
any big movies you're watching this week?
There are some movies that I want to check out. I want to see Conclave. I want to see Real Pain, which you guys mentioned. I want to see Gladiator 2. I just watched Gladiator 1 for the first
you
time.
never watched it?
First time early this week.
I've
When I
never
was
seen
sick.
it.
Oh, my
I don't know
God.
if I would care for it.
I don't know if it's your type of movie.
No, I
I
don't
enjoyed
think so
it.
either.
So would you
One.
go to the movies to see Gladiator 2?
I don't think I would. If it was on TV, I would watch
You'd
it.
stream it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting mixed reviews, but I've just watched the first one, so I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out.
Okay.
I mean, I love
Paul
what's his
Mescal.
Paul Mescal.
I love him.
Yeah.
I know.
Apparently Denzel is in it and is
Yes.
like, he's the star in a supporting role. Like, watch out for him in the awards race. Denzel is very, very good.
Why
in
don't
it.
you watch that show that he was on that I loved? That he was on Paul Mescal's show that was on, I believe it was on Prime. What was it called? Oh, we loved it so much.
Oh, like the romantic show.
Yes.
Right? It was
Oh my God, it was so good. Normal People.
Normal People.
Mom.
Hulu.
So good.
Who was on that?
Paul Mescal was in it.
Oh,
It was probably during the pandemic. I loved it so
Irish
much.
romance.
Irish romance. I don't know if you could be able to handle the accent.
The brogue, the wee brogue.
oh, is it really a heavy brogue like it is in this movie that we're?
Probably not as bad.
Not movie.
That's a real heavy.
That's so funny. All right, anything else?
For me, I need to look to you for what's coming up. I haven't been looking at what's new.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of a Friday Night Lights binge.
You are.
Rewatch right
Wow.
now.
The
so-
original? You mean
Yeah, he loves Friday Night Lights so
My
much.
favorite show of all time.
How do you feel about the reboot?
I feel terrible. I'm so glad you asked. I don't think they should do it. I think they should shut it down, stop the talks.
Did you ever tell him? Does he know the story when we?
Mom, everybody knows the story. I think we
talked about it last time.
Everybody knows the story.
Certain things I don't remember.
We have no Tim Riggin. Like, no one in original is involved. The creators are involved, and I love Jason Katims. He makes great television, Parenthood included.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
But I'm like, what's
Why are they
your
gonna
new
do
idea, Jason? Like, why are we going back to the well? Everything needs to be going back to the well these days.
I don't think it's I think they're just going to be like, let's make another high school football series. Like, I think that's
Yeah, but like, what else you got? You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
have one, and it's great. It's the original Friday Night Lights. Just rewatch that.
yeah.
I'm rewatching
How
it
can
again.
they make it different?
Yeah, I don't know.
it was a great cast.
So good.
Yeah, it was
so
good.
good.
It was
I'm
so
just
great.
I'm at the bridge between seasons 3 and 4. Where
How many seasons are there?
Michael B. Jordan comes on.
God.
God.
You know, yeah.
Right.
There's 5 total.
Oh, so it's not that much.
That's really not bad.
And look at that. Jesse Plemons came out to be one of the biggest stars out of that show.
Yes. Yes.
Anybody else that's really big?
Connie Britton.
Right.
Connie and
And
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Those are the big three, I would say.
But like Minka Kelly's not like
Fell
huge.
off.
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch fell off a little bit. He's in stuff.
Jesse Plemons. And when I watched Friday Nights, I would have never pictured him to be the.
He'll be the first Oscar winner of
Isn't
anyone
that
from the
wild?
cast. Yeah. Well, Michael B. Jordan, but that's later stage.
Right,
That was kind
right.
of second stage.
That's a good rewatch.
It
Okay.
really is.
By the way, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Michael B. Jordan started in soap opera on All My Children.
Oh, he had a role in The Wire.
He did have a role in The
When he
Wire.
was young.
He did have a role in The Wire.
I'm
He was in
just-
season 1 of The Wire because we
Okay.
started watching The Wire.
Very
like The
upsetting
Wire.
end to that character, by the way.
But I think he was on All My Children. I think it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I'm right about that.
Oh, I think he was.
And you know what I like about this rewatch? Because I've seen
And
this
Amanda Seyfried.
and All My Children.
Yes,
Well,
with him.
I didn't realize she was.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Oh my God, the
That's
same
wild.
scene.
In 2003.
He was a kid.
Wow.
yeah, he's been acting for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow. What were you just going to say?
The rewatch that I'm doing, because I've seen this show so many times now. So a recommendation for if you're going back to a show that you love, but maybe there's a lot of episodes, I just fast forward through the storylines that aren't like the most engaging. Like,
Interesting. You gave yourself permission to do
yes, like when,
Okay.
when Landry kills a guy in season 2 and it's like completely jumps the shark outlandish, I'm like, I don't want to see any of this. I want to fast forward.
Okay.
Jason Street's recovery is annoying. I want to fast forward. I'm
Okay.
sorry. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like there's
All right.
certain things that I'm like, I don't need this. I'm here for Coach and Tammy and Tim and Matt, and that's what I'm going to watch, you know?
that. Oh my God. All right.
I agree.
What give us the slogan. Be
Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose.
Yep. There you go.
Got a tattooed on my arm for Christ's
I
sakes.
know you do. Yeah, look at Felicia. Look
Really?
at
Right here.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, Dan Brown, thank you for joining us.
Thank
Casey,
you.
we hope you're feeling better.
Feel better, Casey.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Marn.
Bye, Dad.
Bye.
Ah!